Hello, ladies
Got it.
and gentlemen. Welcome to another amazing episode of Conversation with Freedom. Today, I'm having a conversation with the one and only Brittany. Welcome to my podcast, and so great to have you.
Hi guys. My name is Brittany Bardot, and I am 41 years old. I come from Czech Republic,
Yeah,
and my city called Prague, one of the most beautiful city in the world. I would say you have to come to visit. It's so historical,
sure.
and I am 9 years in my career
Yeah.
and doing pretty good, making people happy and making everyone laughing and coming all over. So I'm very glad that you guys everywhere in the world supporting me, support my work, and I'll be continue doing that as long as I am alive. Well, let's see, say that.
Okay. Brittany, please take us way back. How was it like growing up?
I grew up in a small village of 200 people, and it was surrounded by forest and a river and a lakes,
Yeah.
and it's like 15 kilometers from a big city that has about 150,000 people. So I grew up in a really like not isolated, but like we wouldn't go like into the big cities. You just go in the small place where your school was and back home, and we were just village people. So I was never living in a big city before. So I grew up as a little girl, and being good and riding a bike, going to forest and all those things, and helping around the house. And yeah, it
And
was kind of, yes, a little bit of strict bringing up, like not nothing like you can go disco when you're 18. There's no way.
okay. And then earlier you've mentioned something. You have 9 years. You now have 9 years in the industry. Please
Mhm.
please take us way back before you joined the industry. How was life? And what
How was
made
that?
you to join? And let's be specific. Let's be specific about the industry that you're in.
Well, I didn't choose that to be in the industry until I was 33 years old, and it was just matter of some life changes that really made me to try to make a money different way, because
Okay.
I'm a hairdresser. Since I'm 17, I cut hair. I cut men's hair as well, and I enjoyed that. But I had an accident with my arm, and unfortunately, I had to close down my business, which was in a different country,
Hmm.
and build it for many years. And that's just maybe another interview because it's a long story.
Yeah.
And I always wants to be like a model for like bikini and stuff, and I made some pictures and sent it over to some agency, and they replied in Prague, "Oh, when you're back in Prague, come to our agency. We will take a pictures." I said, "Wow, that's great. I look great."
Yeah.
I was going to gym and everything. So I arrived to that company, and then I got that list of, starting BJ, boy, girl, BB, and everything, slapping, spitting, pulling, deep throating, and all the big list of stuff. And I said, "What is that?" And he said, "Well, you have to cross it. That it means that you're not doing it, and you just tick it if you're doing it." And I said, "Well, what is the chances that I'm just going through that list?" And didn't even know half of the stuff because I was like new, I don't watch porn.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just look at myself, how I perform, that's all, but I don't really watch myself unless it's very necessary to progress myself in acting.
Okay.
And so I did, I tick all the boxes.
Wow.
I ticked them all, but in that time when I went there, she said, "Oh, it's for porn movies. I will let you know, but you know what? You're too old now. You're 33. we're shooting more teeny stuff. You're not even a MILF, you're big fit. So we will let you know. And I said, okay, right. Well, it was kind of like a disappointment. Pictures were beautiful, but I was saying to myself, wow, is that really true that some porn company like just took pictures of me? So it was very, very interesting the way I went to this agency, and I'm still with them. And every time I brought up this funny story, we laugh so much
Yeah.
because the lady said, "Your train is gone. You
Hmm.
may just jump on into some different profession because
Oh.
we need the 19, 20, and you're 33. Come on, girl, what are you doing in here?" So it was like, oh my gosh.
Oh.
So that was the entrance. And then you waiting and waiting and waiting. And I got some jobs. Always like someone couldn't go. Oh, she canceled. Can you come? Oh, can you fly over here? Oh, can you go to Budapest? Someone needs someone else. I said, okay. So I was like kind of the second person,
Yeah.
but I was very grateful. And the road is not always easy, and you need to just stand up for yourself and just be yourself. It's the most important thing in this
Mm.
industry, to not to try to be someone else, because I'm
Mm.
still who I am. It's just I'm just calling in my name, Brittany Bardot. So that's how I've been successful, just being who I am and express everything by myself, and I enjoy it.
How did your did you tell your family and relatives about what you are about to pursue? Like during the time when
Oh,
you got the call.
that is a fun. That is a very funny story, actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't forget that. Well, every time, because we lived in a different country
Yeah.
for 17 years, I was living in Ireland.
Okay.
I flew again back to Prague to shoot some movie for Gonzo,
Okay.
and I got to the studio, and there was the wife of the producer Tara Weitz, and everyone around, and there was a crew from TV, and they said, "Do you mind that I have these people here today, but because they are just doing a little interview about how the porn industry is going, and how the recession, because it's now a couple of years back that's happened."
Mm.
And I said, "Yeah, no problem, but where is going to be? What channel?" It's going to be released after Christmas time. It's going to be on this specific channel. It's called, you wouldn't know, but it's in Czech Republic, and it's usually like about a gossip, about things that are very interesting. I would watch it. It's like from 9:30 in the evening time, and
Okay.
it's really interesting. So if you put a porn topic in there,
Yeah.
the whole country is going to watch.
Oh.
So I was on that, getting dressed, getting makeup done, bit of, I think that was actually double anal, I believe so. I'm not sure. But I just didn't mind. And it was bit of cuts of everything of that day. And
Yeah.
before I start shooting, it was a bit blurry behind me. And they also asked me how I got in the industry, how I enjoy it. And so it was also interview.
Okay.
There you go. Done and dusted. They left. I flew the next day home, back to Ireland. And I was thinking, wow, I can't say to my mom, I'm just doing erotic photos. I will have to tell her now, because she will know. I will have to tell her I'm filming,
Hmm.
because I was a little bit conscious, but I was ready to go soon to tell her the truth. That is, there is a little bit more than photos. And
Hmm.
so she I got home.
Yeah.
She had to go back to Czech Republic to just to do some paperwork and stuff. And the time that she was there, the video being released.
Oh.
So it went viral. The next day, the whole Facebook I had to close down, because I was like, people from school, people from everywhere. Wow, I seen you on the telly. Wow, you're doing that. Oh my God, you look great. Blah, blah, blah. This and that. How long? Oh, my head like this. But
Oh.
my mom didn't say anything. But when she got back home, she just said to me, "Thank you very much for such a lovely Christmas present. The whole village is talking about you. That it's been absolutely amazing." And I go like, "Oh my God." And then I just go to that video, you can just see you can just rewind it and see what's going on. I said, "Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. They were lying to me. I want the video to be released even before my mom comes back." And I would tell
Oh.
her, and she would be ready to accept it.
Yeah.
But I said to her, "Mom, well, now you cannot judge me for anything because everything I said in that interview was true. That I did 17 years as a hairdresser and been very successful.
Yeah.
And because of whatever happened to me in the accident, so and she couldn't say nothing. No one couldn't start hating me. It was just my granny would call me and said to me, my real name is Helena. She would call me, "Helenka, please, when are you starting doing this movie? Would you not go back and cut hair again?" And I go,
Yeah.
"Granny, I'm still cutting your hair and I'm still filming." "No, I mean, you would change your career back to cutting." I said, "No, I'm not, because this is getting a little bit better than I thought." So the next summer, because this was the winter time, I was
Yeah.
prepared I would be hated by the wives of the men, and people were looking at me like, "Holy shit, the porn star's coming to the village." We have actually someone very famous in our little 200 people village. So I talked to a couple people around when I went for the local pub, and some people just wouldn't even say hi to me, nothing. They look at me like, "Oh yeah, she's the dirty one."
Hmm.
And there's of course a couple of guys that are very interested of my story, and they would still talk to me until now. And because they know I'm a normal person, I just don't act anything. "Oh hey, here I am, whatever, big BB," nothing like that. So they told me the soon the video was out about me. They set up. There's a two pubs in my village. One is a big one, and one is a small, like for the very for people that really like goes there and gossip.
Yeah.
So so they brought us a telly, like a big screen, into
Hmm.
that little pub,
Yeah.
internet connection, loaded up, and watched me in there. What dirty things I'm doing.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So they got it in the pub, got the fucking big screen in there, and load me as a Brittany Bardot on the screen. And they want to see me, what I am up to, what I'm doing, because they see me growing up from a little girl, and guys that they will be maybe a little bit older than me. And now I'm a grow up woman and live away. And they seen this and say, "Oh, we want to see her." So they saw me. They watched me. I don't know what kind of, but I believe they watched the Hard channel. That's where the interview was. If there was a romantic style, I wouldn't say, but they just learned the hard way, and I think this is the best way. Learn the hard way, and
Oh.
yeah. So that was not a bit embarrassment. It was just I don't know what to expect from that. And my brother said, I'm so ashamed of you. Every time I go on the beer, they ask me about you, like, and would you not just stop and do something? I don't know how to. I said, why not? Just be proud of me. That I'm your sister. Tell them to fuck, you know and don't be shamed, like, I don't know how to act, always gossiping. And then this summer he actually told me, like, "You know what, I'm not taking any more bullshit." And I said, "Why would you, like, just tell them, do you want an autograph? She's coming next month, whatever."
Oh.
Like, I said, you should you should actually take a bit of that, you know, take a selfie with me. I don't know. I'm just trying to make him funny, you know. And he said, if anyone says the bad things about you no more, I will be protecting you. But I said, don't be ashamed about me. Anybody can have a choice what they wanted to do in their life. And then this is my choice. I completely doing nothing wrong. It's just for me, it's also a work, but I know it's very sensitive.
Mm.
But as I said, I don't give a damn or a shit, if I can say that word in your place.
It's okay.
Of course, we can get a little bit dirty later on with my dirty talks, no problem at all. But but like this was the story I will never get out of my head, and everybody knows. And you probably could be able to find that video on the Czech channel somewhere still in there, and it was completely truth. But it was busted so fast that I was done. I knew my time is done, and my time it's busted. And then when I come back to in the summer, everybody will talking about, everybody would know me, everybody just say, oh, she's back in town, what car she's driving, and how does she look, did she get a new tits done? No, but I'm still natural person, you know. Didn't get the boobies done. Imagine, right? So yeah, so this is the truth about how everybody knew about us. And some people were just a bit shy, and how about we're kids, and you know how they're gonna react. And I said nothing, when they grow up they will find out, whatever. I don't care about my kids. I provide the food and everything for them. It's I'm not bringing any nudity to their home. I don't do exposure.
Yeah.
They have a food, they have everything they need. They grow up in such a great country before. So I mean, like, and by now this time, my kids are teenagers, and of course they know, and they say no words to me, and they're proud of their mama, and they would never ever say anything. Wow, I'm very ashamed of what you do. So
sorry, I'm sorry. They haven't asked you anything. Like,
no.
do you think they know?
The older daughter, my older daughter, she knew quite a long time, and then actually it happened this summer that she came up to me and said to me, and I was very tired after filming, and I was doing the stuff in the studio preparing for people to renting.
Yeah.
And she came up to me and said, Mom, I need to tell you something. And I go, oh my God, it's going to be about boys or something bad, or about sex or something. And she said, I know who you are. You're Brittany Bardot. I said, what? I'm going like, did she just say my name, my performer name? Did she just tell my actress name? I said, can you repeat that? You're Brittany Bardot. I go, yeah, I am. And then she goes, I know about this longer than you thought, but I really need to tell you, I know what you're doing. And I drop a big stone out of my heart, like out of my soul, and you know that I released that kind of thing that I had to tell you. And I said, yeah, that's fine. And she was just kind of lying on the bed, and I was doing the beds, and I know I was like thinking, I was progressing that in my head, and thinking now it's going to be questions.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. And she was just going like, but you're not doing a bad stuff, right? You're not doing such a hardcore. And I progressing myself, okay, power fetish, legal porno, this and that, horror porn. I said, well, I do a bit of everything, you know, but you have to just tell you, like, and she said, oh, no, I don't judge you. But she would ask me bits and pieces here and there. And I said, look, I'm taking as a job, as you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not bringing any craziness to our lives. We don't do any exposures. I said, I know. I never thought that people in porn can be actually normal. She told me. I told they're all crazy and have to be all silicone and have to be thick in the head, not smart. But mom, it's actually cool. And even I said, the boys knows as well because I have two boys. And I said, really? They also knows? Yeah,
Mm,
my brother, my second child,
yeah.
he just said actually it's actually pretty cool, and they don't judge you whatsoever. The little one says is very cool, like the 13, 15, 17.
Yeah.
But the 15-year-old, I think someone in the school noticed me somewhere because the web is everywhere. It's you can't just delete your identity even if I say no to porn right now. But
True.
I don't. It's just what I'm doing right now, and I'm just taking my name to the higher level, and then when the
Mm,
time is right, I'll push myself somewhere else in the industry. But he said, if you ever say anything about my mom, you will be very sorry. Like,
mm,
drop this down and don't fucking even dig in deep. So he's surrounded with like friends that are normal in the head. They probably know, they think it's super cool. They just keep hanging out. They don't judge anything because my kids are, it's been growing in a very expensive country in Ireland, and now we're in a less expensive country. So they know they had a bit of a training and preparation, and they are very happy what they have,
mm,
and it's a cool life. They didn't, as I said, they're not exposed to anything. No one's sending them dirty videos. Oh, this is your mother. If they
yeah.
really want, they
Yeah.
just Google
Yeah.
me up and they say, wow, that's my mom. So fucking cool. So they don't
Mhm,
need that, If I go to work and I've been saying to them, I go filming and I never say any details. And sometimes they see me coming home very tired and see how hard a job it can be when you're on
mm,
the set
mm,
12
mm,
to
mm,
20
mm,
hours in some cases. So yeah, so this is the reality, and I'm very happy that I have nothing to hide. And if someone wants to judge me, then look it to your own doors, and I'm doing what I'm doing. And if someone doesn't like it, it's their problem. This is just about me and my family, and the matter of provide everything I have, and I
mm,
have the life of my children to provide for.
mm. That's so powerful. That's so amazing. Please hold it right there.